us found. Podcasts, no doubt. From small town tales to big city schemes, we'll share them all and live our dreams. Laughs are plenty and jokes abound. Join the fun on Good As Found. Good As Found, now that's our name. Listen in and you'll be glad you came.
Welcome back, Good As Found family, to episode number 5. I'm your host, T-Rev, and this is
D-Lane.
And today we're getting into a whole bunch of topics. Today we're going to talk about our productivity before and after kids. We're going to talk about the housing market. And then we're going to talk about if we're insane. We're going to talk
or
about
are
all
we
kinds
sane?
of stuff. Yeah, we got to really get to the bottom of that. So it's going to be a fun, action-packed episode as always. And just to get rid of the elephant in the room,
Here we go.
this is our second time doing episode number 5. Last time we had, we had the best intentions, but per usual, we're learning the hard way. I think it was an hour and a half. It was by far long.
It was a really long podcast, and it was an absolute dumpster fire.
It was so good though. The content was amazing, and we tried it with a phone because we looked online. We're like, this will work, and even on the phone, we had it in a stand. We seemed really professional. Had it in the stand, and had it selected to the mixer. So we really thought the whole time we're recording, we're like, dude, this is going to be amazing.
It sounded good.
And I think the main issue was it wasn't connected to the mixer like it said. And then also my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi was very, we had the door shut. It was just a mess. And so we get done with that. And then what transpired for the next hour was just pure
Chaos.
Yeah, we were like, this can't be possible. D-Lane's like, I have to figure this out. He's like, this isn't right. Like, we had to have messed something up, but unfortunately,
I thought maybe it was just a visual thing. Like it recorded fine. The audio was there. The picture was there, that it was just not showing up the way it was supposed to, but that was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, he's even looking into some like AI pixel correctors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like $1,000. We're like, well, that one's
I think it'd be cheaper just to film GAF 5 again rather than pay
You're like,
$1,000.
do they have a monthly subscription?
Sign me up.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here. We're doing it again. Hopefully second time's a charm. Went through a few iterations to make sure it was good. So here we are. And it was per usual. It's just on the struggle bus. So yeah.
I mean,
back at it.
What are you going to do? You know?
Yep. So what else is new? How was the day?
It was good, man.
Grinding.
Stayed busy.
Yeah.
And
Can't beat it.
it was cold, but
It was.
it was only cold for a short amount of time. Sun came up, good to go. But I felt like when I'm in the cold, I work better.
Yeah.
But you don't want to, obviously you don't want to be out in the cold, but you work better because you don't want to be in the cold any longer. So you just bust ass.
You're hurrying. Yeah. Yeah. It's, and the more you move, the warmer you get. So,
right.
Yeah. My morning, I haven't even talked to you today.
No, it's
my
been a busy day.
A little bit hectic. And I know you're the last 2 days for you have been hectic.
Yep.
I woke up this morning at 4, changed the kid's diaper, went out to the gym. I got my lunch and stuff ready. Went and started riding the stationary bike. Rode it for 30 minutes before I started my watch, which sounds like such a dumb thing. But when you're in like the Garmin or Strava community, you want everyone to see like how much you work out and stuff. So when I'm 30 minutes in and then I start it, I'm like, well, now if I only go 30 minutes, everyone's going to think I only did 30, even though I did an hour. Because if I add the other 30, they're going to be like, no, you didn't. So that sucked. And then I was actually doing it in my work clothes because that's
a new one.
I've kind of ran out of time at night. So I'm like, I just have to work out in the morning. And so I have a video. I'll put it up on the thing because I was like, I look so ridiculous right now. And so I get done with that, get in the work truck, and like you said, it's freezing.
Yeah.
So I break a little bit of a sweat on the bike, and then I open the garage door to go to the
Right.
truck, and I'm like, oh no, that is a brisk breeze. Get in the work truck, and I'm leaving, pull out of my driveway, and I'm leaving, and there's just a guy, and this is 5:30 in the morning. There's just a guy standing in the middle of the street, like on his phone, facing the other way.
Like the main road or in your street?
Yeah, like going from my street to the main road.
Yeah.
He's like in that,
Oh,
just standing. And I'm like, what? I'm like, dang, I'm tripping. It's too early for this. And I'm like, well, I can't honk because it's 5:30 in the morning. Like, I don't want to wake anyone up, but I'm like, I got to make sure this guy's good. But I'm kind of freaked out. So I like flash my brights. He doesn't even like look away from his phone. He just goes like this, just like throws his hands up. And then just without even looking up from his phone, just like walks to the sidewalk. And I'm just like, oh gosh, what is going on right now? So then I like slowly pull forward to the stop sign, like look both ways. He's just still standing on the corner on his phone. I'm like, what is going on? So I leave. I'm like, well, that was weird, but chalk it up to the game. We live in the ghetto. It's just par for the course, dude.
I love the fact that you say you live in the ghetto, but you don't.
Dude, we are hood adjacent, like we said. And I'm heading to work, and then I start tripping again. Like I'm on the interstate, and I just see these like this line of lights. There was like 3 of them, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's Starlink or something. Like the moon's really bright. But then I see like 3 more coming this way, and I'm like, what? What do we got here? What's this? And so I try to record it on my phone. No shot. And I'm like, well, Colorado has a new law. You can't have your phone in your hand. I'm like, I better not do that. So it's just like this stupid blurry video. It was just a mess. And then I get to work and I go to open the gate and I'm like, nope, too cold. I'm like, I don't even know if I need nitrogen, but I'm going to go get nitrogen. And I was like, I'll come back and see if it's warmer next time. So then I head back, go to do the same gate. I'm like, well, it's colder now.
Yeah.
That wasn't worth it. Didn't really need nitrogen either, whatever. Go up there and then just got, like you said, it was so cold. I'm like, I am over this. Did 20 cows, 20 plates, got out of there, went and got my haircut, washed the truck, and then got home, started dinner, all that. But I'm like, man, today was
sounds like an eventful day.
I'm like, it was productive. Luckily, it turned out to be productive because like that cold, when you're in your nice warm truck, it's like being in the warm bed when it's cold out.
Just don't want to leave.
It's hard. It's hard to get out. And then, like you said, when you do get out, you're just trying to get
just
back.
Blow and go, baby. Blow and go.
It's really easy to procrastinate because you're like, I could use any excuse to just stay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When I got out of my truck, because, okay, so I'll start how my day started.
Yeah, let's hear it, dude.
It's really not that eventful. I went.
Mine really wasn't either, but it's
yours
the best.
was,
the best I can do.
That was pretty eventful
For me. It was right.
because I carpool to work.
Oh yeah.
So my brother picks me up, and he goes, "Well, sorry I'm late." And I was like, "Yeah, why are you late?" He was like 5 minutes late. It really wasn't that big a deal.
So it wasn't too bad.
I was just kind of joking around with him. I was like, "Yeah, why are you late?" He turns on the light. His entire pants are just blown out. Getting in the truck, the whole thing just ripped.
Wait, what kind of blowout? I have a kid now. The blowouts are weird.
Tear in the pants.
Oh no!
And so, do you remember a few weeks ago?
You've been there.
Yeah, this was worse. And he goes, "I didn't have." He goes, "Yo, no, it was
no,
it was bad.
Worse than yours."
Oh yeah,
I don't even think that's possible.
It was.
I need a picture of that so I can show them.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can show that.
We'll put it on the only. Exclusive content for the Patreon.
He goes, I just did not have time to change them. He goes, so I'm going to work like this.
Oh no!
I said, no way. He goes, yep, my evaluation's today too.
He was already 5 minutes late.
That's what. Okay, I wasn't about to screw up his morning anymore.
Yeah, you're like.
So he gets to work, and his boss goes, "Oh, don't worry, I've got a spare pair of pants for you," because he had zip tied his pants together all the way down.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay. Whatever. So I head out to the field. I open this gate, and it's the big metal gate going.
Oh yeah.
You know what
exactly
I'm talking about.
What one? Yeah.
My hands hit the gate, and let me tell you, I thought I was gonna die. I felt like that kid in A Christmas Story when his tongue stuck to the pole. I thought my hands were gonna stick to the pole because
man.
my hands were a little bit sweaty, you know, from
Could
being
you
in the one
imagine?
truck.
Yeah.
And I grip onto this thing and I'm like, oh no.
You're like, well, I'm gonna be here until the sun comes up. You're just waiting for a water truck driver to show up with some warm water and a spatula, like Joe Dirt. You see those balls on the porch. You have a water truck.
This was my hands, so it was a little bit better.
Right, better than the balls.
I think
or the tongue.
I think if my balls were stuck to the gate, I think there'd be some other questions than
you call it a day at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I just call the boss and be like, hey, I'm ready for my evaluation, but you got to come to me.
But then after that incident, I mean, I changed the part. I got it all done. And,
heck yeah.
But what kind of threw me off is I got it all done. I left there because I couldn't start cowling at that point because I had just done it 2 months before. So
yeah.
I moved on. I moved on all the way across the field. I mean, I'm at the base of base of Ambles. I get going. I'm 2 cows in. Oh, J-Rod calls. Hey, did you get that? Did you get that done? I was like, oh yeah, I got it done, man. I got it done, about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's messed up again.
Oh no.
I was like, oh no way. He goes, yeah, you got to go change the plate on it.
Dang.
Bump it up 2 sizes, and I'm like, all right, let me finish this quad, and I'll head back over there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. I can't even say it was inconvenient. It's really not that far.
Right.
I mean, it was fine. I still got a pretty good amount of work done today.
You're just thinking about that gate though. You're like, oh man, I don't want to do that.
That's the worst part of our job. I feel like is gates. That's the only part I don't like about it.
1,000%.
I despise gates,
especially this time of year. Most people, I mean, if you're not in the field, you don't really understand, but it's just so many padlocks, so many different combos. Like it is a really secure establishment. But this time of year, it's like nobody's getting in.
Yeah.
You can know the combo, you are not getting in because that thing is frozen solid. And you're like, well, I was gonna do that,
not today.
But oh yeah, it is. It is one of the more annoying parts. Especially when it, like we said, when it's warm in the cab, you really don't want to get out to get a gate.
No, and it's so much. I feel like there's different seasons. There's different challenges that we have to go through. Yeah. Like in the wintertime, it's gates. In the summertime, it's opening that door of a quad and having 1,000 wasps fly at your face. And those are the 2 things. I can't complain about anything else about our job besides wasps and frozen gates.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the most annoying things. I'd say the wasps are quite a bit worse. Those things.
Well, those things are actually painful. The other ones are just very uncomfortable. Those are painful.
They pack a punch. Yeah, the wasps. Every time I get stung, it humbles me pretty quick. I'm like, I think I'm tough now.
Right.
I think maybe I'm a grown man finally, and maybe I'm tough. And then I get stung, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm not. Still got some growing up to do.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Or snakes. Snakes are a little creepy too.
I haven't encountered a snake yet inside of the quad. I mean, I've seen them on the outside and in the road and stuff.
Yeah.
But
keep those things out.
I ask my pumpers all the time. I'm like, where are my problem pads? And they'll tell me, and I'll avoid those at all costs until it starts getting cold.
Yeah, they can get into places you're just like, well, it's gone now.
Yeah.
It's disappeared. I can't get it out from wherever it went. So those things are annoying, but
what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's the worst part. No complaints.
No.
I mean, if those are our only complaints, I guess our complaints aren't too bad. Not that we have no complaints, gates and wasp, but
those
not too bad.
There's not even anything you can do about that either.
Not
I mean, so
bad.
There's not really a whole lot of complaining to do. Speaking of complaints, I know I have some because I haven't done it yet. But how's the cold plunge going?
The cold plunges have been a little bit more scarce. We started them early fall. So I was lucky enough to get a pretty smooth transition because there's a guy we work with and he's been doing them for years.
Absolute animal when it comes to that stuff.
Like last year, breaking the ice, hopping in. I'm like, oh, that's so tough because We've talked about like cold showers.
Right.
I'm like, they're just too painful for me. So I got an ice bath in September and then started using it. And I was trying to do it every morning. And then I just didn't have enough time. So now I've been doing it at least 3 or 4 times a week. And then lately it's been below freezing. So the coldest it's been is like 28. And I've
That's
been
still
doing it
really cold though.
like 3 times a week max, like 1 to 3 times a week now. I break the ice every time, throw it out. Like it's tough. But like last weekend, the mountain bike ride was so rough. Like I did 2 ice baths that day because
Right.
after the mountain bike ride, I'm like, you need that. And it really does help you with muscle recovery and stuff. But it's definitely tough.
I haven't done one yet, man, and I'm really scared to do it. Like,
how many subscribers would it take?
well, judging off of what we have right now, I'm not gonna say more. I'm gonna just add on to what we already have.
Moon.
Let's say 25.
Oh, well, come on. Let's keep it realistic.
Okay, let's go 15. If we can hit 15,
there we go.
Then, but on what platform?
All of them combined. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's say 15 on YouTube.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go YouTube.
If we hit 15 on YouTube, then I'll do an ice bath.
Heck yeah.
That's some kind of incentive.
Yeah,
And it's
100%.
15 subscribers.
I think we can make that happen. Make it happen, people. Yeah, it's because like you've said before, you don't like doing things you don't know.
I don't. I'm getting better.
You're getting out of your comfort zone a lot more.
I'm pushing.
The dog. Get out of here.
Special guest appearance.
Every time he's like, well, let me make sure it's going good. Our producer.
Absolutely. He's just checking in. But no, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone with a lot of things. I'm trying to move past some of those things.
Yeah.
It's been difficult, but I think an ice bath would be a good next step.
Good transition, yeah.
Because the things I've been doing have just been like little things, because I'm a very routine oriented guy.
Yeah.
If anything throws off my routine, it's like the end of the world.
I'm telling you, dude, you're an old man stuck in a 25-year-old's body.
If my routine's thrown off even the slightest bit, I mean, I'm talking like if I left my truck keys in the different place than where they usually are, it's a stress-induced panic
You've got
attack.
some undiagnosed OCD. That's okay. It's not a bad thing though. It's better than the alternative where you're scatterbrained more than that.
But once that happens, I'm scatterbrained. That's the problem.
Right. Once you break routine.
Once I break routine,
when the scatterbrain comes. But at least you can get into a routine.
I'm trying to break that.
Yeah.
And it's just been like little things so far. So like this morning, instead of fixing my water bottle before my lunchbox, I did my lunchbox, then my water bottle.
Big changes already.
I mean, I'm trying not to let it interfere with my life, like with my work life and stuff. Cause like, I don't want it to affect that, because that routine, that's next. But right now I can't break that routine.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I don't want to screw up my, what's the productivity?
Yeah.
I don't want to screw that up. So right now we're just starting little, but now I want to try and transition into more life altering things,
right,
that are breaking me out of my comfort zone.
Once you're like staring into the eyes of like when your kid's coming,
right,
like you really start thinking about it more. And I mean, it's when you're in your early 20s, there's just a lot going on already. Plus that, but it is such a good time to really reflect and look at that, because a lot of people don't,
right,
it takes till they're like older to do that. So it's good to have that now. And I mean, like we talked about, the ice bath can be just a gateway into a better lifestyle, I think, too, because it definitely sucks. The first time is by far the worst, because you don't know what it's like after. Because now it's like, it's just like working out. I never want to get into the ice bath. I'm only looking forward to what it feels like after, because you feel really good. You have a lot of energy, like your
Right.
inflammation's down. You're not very active, like your joints, you're going to be kind of slow, like
Yeah.
walking because you're so cold. But you do that and you kind of overcome like that really uncomfortable thing of being in there.
Right.
And then you get out and you just feel great. But that first time, you don't know that. You don't know that's how
Right.
you're going to. So it's like doing that is really
Well,
tough.
and I
So if
feel-
you can overcome that, you can overcome about anything.
I feel like my biggest thing that holds me back with that type of stuff is the initial, like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like the first step. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you hear that, it's such a cliche. The first step's always the hardest.
Yeah.
But this, for me, I take it very literally. Like
Mhm.
it's the hardest thing for me to do is to take that first step. So
yeah.
I feel like once I even have a toe in the ice,
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
You'll
I'm
commit.
gonna fully commit,
Yeah.
because at that point, I don't want to look like a sissy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, and I was listening to a podcast with Eli Tomac the other day,
mhm.
and like I'm full Eli fan now.
Oh,
Like I
oh
mean,
yeah,
we're the same age. We grew up, but when I raced him, it wasn't even a race. Like it was
Right.
just, it was no competition. He was so gone, but never been like the biggest fan. But a lot of what he said, because he's just such a gnarly guy. Like his dad's a mountain bike champion and stuff, but he was talking about how it was kind of instilled into him, like if you quit the first time, the second time's always easier. And I'm like,
Right.
man, I've never heard it worded like that, but I'm like, that's so true. Like if you
So say that again for me, because I heard it, but I want to absorb
did too.
it.
I had to listen to it again too. I'm like, wait, that I get that. But if you quit the first time, it makes it easier to quit the next time. So
Right.
just never like quit or don't do it, because you know what it's like. There's a subconscious thing to where anytime I've fallen off the wagon, or like we talked about with workouts and stuff, it's like if I'm ever like, oh, I'm too busy or I'm too tired and I don't do it,
Mhm.
there's a thing in the back of my head that is just so, I get like pretty down on myself.
Right.
Like, even though I'm like, oh, I deserve a break or all that,
Mhm.
there's something in the back of my mind that's like, you could have done
Right.
that. And if I do it, I feel great after. And I'm like, I'm so glad I did it. But the initial thing, like you're saying, to do it is tough. And that's where motivation is crap. And that's where the discipline
Right.
really sets in. So the ice bath, it's the same thing. It's like, if you just commit to that and send it, you're good.
Right.
But
I'm excited. Not just because I hope we get 15 followers, but for but I want to be able to try new things. I want to be able to expand my horizons a little bit, because we're only, what is it, Tuesday?
yeah.
And it's only day 2 of the week, dude.
Yeah.
And I am trying so hard. I have a list. I mean, I'm trying not to be as negative about things. I'm trying not to complain as much about things. And I'm not really complain. It's not that I complain. I'm trying to process it in my head and it comes out as a complaint,
Yeah.
and it's not. I'm just trying
There's
to,
no like excuses or like any I get what you're saying.
you see what I'm
just
trying to
can't-
say.
Yeah,
But
100%.
I'm trying to do things that I'm not
have like
comfortable
a
with.
negative mindset on
Exactly.
anything, or let things get you down or anything.
Exactly,
Totally.
because
100%.
I've learned, I mean, it finally sunk in. I've known this, but it finally sunk into my head that if you do have a negative mindset, negative things are going to happen.
Oh, 100%.
If you just look on the bright side of things,
Yeah.
glass half full,
Yeah.
there's nothing that could get you down as much. I said I can get you down,
Yeah.
but you can't let it affect you.
Dude, I subscribe to that so hard. That's how I live my life.
Right.
I don't get stressed. I don't remember the last time I was stressed. Yeah, I do. The state championship 2 years ago. I had to win that race. That was the last time I was stressed because I got
Right.
eczema. Never
Oh,
had eczema.
yeah.
But I was like, oh, this is what stress is like. And then before that, I had another time to where I was like stressed. It was not comfortable. Other than that, I don't get stressed. I don't really get angry. nothing. And I
Right.
used to be a hothead. Like I
Mhm.
used to just not be able to control it when I was in like my late teens, early 20s. But I subscribed to it so much because it's like you get humbled enough or whatever, but then it's all just mindset. I haven't had a
Mhm.
bad day in like 4 years. Like
Right.
there's definitely bad things that happen, but it's just your mindset. You
Right.
just adjust it. Nobody can ruin my day except me. Like, yeah, there's gonna be terrible things that happen, and they
Mhm.
have. But if it's out of my control,
What are you going to do
like,
about
there's
it?
just, yeah, it's like, all right, find a solution. Like really bad things are gonna happen. That's part of life. It's part
Mhm.
of the experience. You just gotta deal with it, and overcome that adversity and stuff. And like you say, if you can just have that positive mindset through things, it helps a lot. It's so much easier said than done.
Oh, 100%. But
And it took me forever to get there. Meditation actually helped more than anything.
But going back
yeah.
to what we just said, the first step's the hardest. So
Yeah.
easier said than done. If you can take that first step, it's a snowball effect from
Yeah.
there. It's just like Dave Ramsey says.
Mhm.
You start with the smallest thing. He's talking about money.
Snowball.
If you start with the smallest thing, it eventually will grow and grow and grow. And then
Yeah, just
You're good.
compounds. It compounds. Yeah, it is so true. It's especially once you have a kid too, like what you're coming up on, just because it's such a
I don't want to have a negative mindset with my kid.
right.
I want my kid to be happy. I want them to enjoy life instead of, oh, dad's stressed again.
The kid definitely makes your mindset
Mhm.
happier. I feel. I mean, I've just been so like full. Like it just you don't. I never really realized that before. It's like you're just like complete. They kind of complete you. You're like, I didn't know I was able to love something that much.
Well, my kid's not even here yet, but every time I talk about
Yeah,
my mood comes up.
you're
So
already feeling it.
I can only
love
imagine
it.
what it's going to be like when she gets here.
Yeah,
By the way, having a little girl.
yeah.
That I don't think
Yep.
that's been released yet,
I don't
but
think so.
but
Breaking news. Heck yeah,
you heard it here
which
on,
is even better.
on
I mean,
GAF
it's
5.
so exciting.
But when she gets here, I can't imagine how it's going to be and the steps that I'm going to want to take
Yeah,
to just be better in life
yeah.
in general.
Just be your best self
Mhm.
for them. Yeah, it's so cool because like I've always been just a really selfish person. Like I said, I just did like individual sports, BMX, motocross, that kind of stuff. I did team sports, but I was just kind of in a self-centered thing till I was like 30.
Right.
And then you get married, that goes away a little bit,
Mhm.
and then you have the kid, and then it's like you don't really care about anything. You care about them,
Right.
like your wife and your kid, and that it just gives you so much purpose and meaning. So you just want to be your best self, and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
be the best you can for your kid, just like you're saying. So it does make it so much easier. Like the things I've done just since having my kid, I'm like,
Mhm.
dang, that's so easy, and
Yeah.
it just
Well, it
makes
makes
you a better
like
person.
honestly,
Keeps you accountable.
like nobody loves going to work every day. No one loves it, but
I do. I did. Yeah, that's the hardest part about being a dad. The first 6 months, there he is. Yeah, I just can't wait for you. Like you're gonna be such a good girl, Dad. I can't wait until you look into her eyes and she smiles at you. Just that feeling you're gonna get. Like I can't wait for you to feel that because
like,
it's so cool.
My family, dude, it's like everyone always has boys.
Yeah,
Everyone always has boys. When we found out it was going to be a little girl, I don't know if there's a word to describe the amount of excitement that there was. I mean, because I was cool.
Probably not.
I was cool with whatever. Like
English
I was
hasn't-
just happy
Yeah.
that happy, healthy baby.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
when I found out it was a little girl, dude, I could not help the excitement. Like it was one of those that you wanted to just scream.
Yeah, you're like,
But I couldn't because I'm in the middle of a doctor's office, so I can't just scream.
you
But
should have.
I should have. I mean,
Should've.
they would have probably got security on me, but it's fine. No, I'm so pumped. We're so pumped. It's gonna be definitely gonna be a
Big strides.
mm-hmm.
Shoot, you already went a week without soda.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah,
was that going?
still on it. Do we're on week 2.
You're kidding me.
No.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I've had like a sip,
right.
but like
Well, because you were having a few before.
I was so let's rewind that a little bit. So back when I first started at this job, I was drinking 6 to 7. I mean,
Yeah.
5 to 7, I'm going to say sodas a day,
Yeah.
like just cans of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember who it was, did the math of how much it actually was, like how much sugar, how many calories, and how much soda I was actually drinking. And I looked at it and I got terrified. I was like,
oh no. It was like a wake up. You're like, oh man.
And I was
didn't
like,
realize
that's not good. And it scared me enough to where I just, no, not doing it no more.
Really?
And I bumped myself down to one a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was usually with dinner.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it till I was eating dinner. And then I don't even think there was like anything that happened. I just didn't drink it for a few days.
Yeah.
And then I realized it. I was like, oh, I haven't had a soda in 4 days.
You're like,
and then
I'm fine.
oh, now it's 5 days,
Yeah.
then 6, and then
Heck
7.
yeah.
I mean, I've had a soda since then.
Right. But nothing like
nothing
before. Yeah.
But when I tasted it, dude, it did not taste good.
That's good.
So
heck yeah.
It's kind of just been a
Turning a new leaf. Dude.
yeah. We're trying.
No,
we're trying to get better. I mean, it can't all happen at once.
Yeah.
But like we said, take the little steps and then it'll happen naturally.
Yeah, you got to celebrate the little wins too, because that kind of stuff's huge. I mean, we know some old boys that even Mountain Dew, they're gonna drink that until they're down. You know, I mean that stuff they make it. I mean, you look at the food industry; they make it as addicting as possible, which is why we went halves on a half of beef.
Yeah,
we got. So we're like, you can't get better than
it was a great investment too.
Farm raised, yeah.
Like it was. You go to the grocery store and you pick. You don't even think about it. You just pick up some hamburger, and or some steaks, and you're just like, it's good. Yeah, it tastes good. But until you actually have beef from a farm that's local, and you get it
grass fed,
like it changes your life.
It does. It's so good. It's
you good on the bank account.
Yeah, putting it in the freezer, that's a good feeling. I'm like, there's something to this.
It's almost a sense of security too. You're like, we've got a backstock here just in case.
Yeah, we don't have bunkers or anything, but it feels like we do. We're like, oh, we're set for life.
Just in case, I decide to spend all my money on boosting social media. I mean, it's what are you gonna do?
Yep,
you're gonna go to the beef we bought.
Yeah, it's so nice to have, and I mean, we're not like carnivore diet or anything, but we definitely go through it. Especially now, I'm like, man, everything we eat now, how's that? But saves you a lot of money because inflation is rough on that front. So it's pretty rad.
We go to the grocery store. Well, and we started. I mean, it was a bad time to start, but we also started buying eggs from a guy we work with. Yeah, and it was a bad time that we started that because it was winter time. They were really good, but around wintertime, they stop laying eggs pretty much. Yeah. Or the production really slows down. So once it starts to warm up and we have beef, farm fresh eggs, like what are we going to do? We're never going to be able to go back.
I'm just going to get some solar panels, and even though I have neighbors 5 feet away from me, I'm like, I'm living off the grid.
Off the grid.
I don't need none of you guys. I don't need a grocery store. I don't need this grid. Get one of those like plant things where you like, I'll grow some tomatoes on it and pick them off. Like, guess what's for supper?
Some tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it is nice though, having that fresh beef.
We eat steaks. I mean, I try and eat steaks at least once or twice a week. I enjoy it. I enjoy steak. Have you gotten a grill since we last talked about? No,
I still just have the charcoal grill and an air fryer. I mean, you'd hate me if I said I air fry all my steaks, but
no, actually I don't.
Smoke them if you got them.
I wouldn't, because when we lived at the townhome when we first got married, I couldn't have a grill. We air fried all of our steaks.
They aren't bad.
They're
dude.
not bad.
It's
I have
not
nothing
bad.
against it, especially if you put a nice marinade
Yeah,
on
you
it.
season it. It's
Oh, it's
the
good.
first time I did it, I'm like, this might be just the dumbest idea
Yeah.
ever. And then it turned out good. I'm like, well, here we are.
So do you air fry them whole, or do you like what we used to do is we cut
Chop 'em up.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like steak bites.
do chop them up? Yeah.
And honestly, if you do that, you don't
Very-
just have to eat them plain.
Yeah, very.
You
very
can
good.
put them in different things.
Yeah, you can put them all over. We got so many different cuts too. That we'll have to
Mhm.
try all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
I'm pumped, dude. I haven't tried a whole lot of different ones. I mean, we've had the ground beef, we've had some ribeyes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try those different cuts that honestly I've never heard of before.
Yeah. Then once it starts warming up, those eggs will start coming. Then we'll have just a full balanced diet.
Steak and eggs, baby.
Speaking of weather and things warming up,
Oh,
you
no.
had a story about middle school and the weather. I think the pod needs to hear this one.
Oh no. We gotta get into this one. Okay. Well, when it wasn't even middle school. It was 5th grade.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh. Okay.
4th or 5th grade. This meteorologist comes in to our school for a presentation and goes, "Okay, I want you all to write a story based on this book that I wrote and write your own version of the story. And you can give them all to me at the end. Your teacher's going to give them all to me at the end of the week. And I'm going to choose the best one, best story. And that winner is going to come and do the news
Yeah.
on, I think it was Friday night or something like that, or Saturday night, whatever it was, with me. You're going to do the weather." And when I saw that, when he told me that, I took it to a whole nother level. I was like, there's going to be no kid that is going to outright me. My imagination is beyond anyone in this room.
You're like Stan in the Eminem video. Dear Em, I wrote you, but you still ain't right. That's you just grinding, dude.
So I write this story and they give you one sheet. Well, I ran out of room.
You're like, this ain't enough.
This ain't
dude.
enough, dude. I'm in the middle of my story. Like,
Sounds like me at night in my bed. I'm like, one sheet is not enough. But
how's Robbie the Raindrop gonna get to the end?
yeah.
So they give me another sheet, and I mean, I went all out on this thing. Well, turn it in. The week progresses. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it, and I get my mom gets a phone call on Friday morning saying, "Oh, we know we chose Dylan's story, and we really want him to come and do the news."
Yeah.
News. Pure panic sets in.
Oh man.
So we get to the news station, and I mean, I'm in my shirt, I'm in my tie, slacks.
Oh, looking
I'm
Sunday best.
just
Yeah, looking fresh.
looking
dude.
fly. So as soon as the camera light turns on,
Yeah.
dude, my face went white. I got sick to my stomach. I didn't know what to do. I think we took like 8 or 9 takes.
Oh
just
my
because
goodness.
I couldn't get the words out, or
the
like,
director is just like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting paid enough.
damn kids. But no, I did the weather, and they give you, after you're done, they give you a CD. Well, they did. They don't do it anymore. They give you a CD with this recording on there.
Yeah, heck
And
yeah.
I still
dude.
have it.
Throw that thing in when you get home. You're like, all right, gather the family around, get some popcorn. We're watching.
There was one time that we actually, we were cleaning out something, and I found it. And I remember
oh my gosh.
we had this old, because I mean, back in the day, dude, DVDs, you lost a DVD. What do you do with the case?
Yeah.
You can't put it back, because then you're going to think you have it, and then you don't.
Oh man.
I took the little paper sleeve out, and I wrote in green Sharpie on it, Dylan's newscast. Oh my! And we were cleaning it up. It was actually when I was moving out of my parents' house.
So the nostalgia, you see that thing, you're like, it's either nostalgia or PTSD. You got one
I
of them.
think it was more PTSD, but I pulled it out, and I'm like, guys, look at this. My mom and
Yeah.
dad go, oh, gather around. So we put it in, and just the
Heck
amount of
yes.
cringe
Yeah.
that I experienced, it was worse than when I watched GAF #1.
Yeah. That's a lot of cringe then.
Dude,
That is a lot of cringe, my guy.
it
Oof.
was way worse than that. And I'll tell you what, So 15 followers I get in the ice bath. We get to, let's say 50.
Yeah.
I will post it. I will burn that thing.
Gosh, come on, run it up.
I will
Gaff
burn that
gang,
thing,
run it up,
and
dude.
I will
Let's
post
go.
it so that way everyone can watch it.
Oh, the world needs to see it, dude. Get us there, guys, please. I'm gonna make a 49 burner accounts. You know, okay. I'm gonna get there.
I'm gonna make sure.
I'm gonna see
I'm gonna
this
make
video.
sure to vet those because I don't want this thing getting out to the public for no good cause.
Yeah, if we don't get there, we're posting it on the OnlyFans. We're posting that video, the weather video, on the OnlyFans. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if you can do that because I was in 4th grade.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't
Good
think
call.
that's how that would work.
We might attract the wrong audience to that one. Good
The subs
call.
are subs.
Yeah,
But no, it was definitely cringe. I got a lot of grief for that at school the next week and
oh man, I
the
can imagine.
years following.
Also, it was public, so everybody saw it.
Oh, it went out on the 5 o'clock news. Like it was public. Everyone's parents saw this.
D-Lane, the local celebrity, the local meteorologist.
Well, and I thought my TV time was over after that because I was like, I'm never doing it again, not doing it. Well, we did. When I was a junior in high school, we had to do a service project, and we did a project where we were sending care packages to troops overseas.
Oh, nice, that's cool.
And the local news got a hold of this story, and they're like, "Well, we want to bring you on the news and do this."
Oh my goodness, again.
So I have to go on there, and it's me and these 2 other girls that were in the group, and we were selected to, like, the class chose us to go on this. And there's a group of 30 kids, and why they chose me is beyond me. They're probably like, this sucker.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well, let's have him do this. So I go on there and do that. And I mean, that was less cringy than, I mean, honestly, it felt more natural, I guess.
Yeah.
But that first time, and then GAF 1, the most cringe I've ever felt in my life.
That's when you're like, man, I hope my kid doesn't see these.
Right.
Dude, the gaffs, shoot, even editing them now, I'm like, it's not getting much better. Even the wife is like, oh, I got third person cringe.
So you're doing the video, which I thank you every day for. I'm doing the audio, and just listening to it is absolutely terrible. So I cannot imagine what the video part of it feels like. Because
it's tough. I just look at myself. I'm like, why are you so awkward, bud?
Yeah.
Why do you have to be so awkward? Like, just be yourself. Then I'll look at, and I'm just like, that long pause that's pretty rough. Like, open up, old boy. And then the last one, I had to weigh myself after because I wore that gray shirt. I'm looking at the video. I'm like, wait a second. When did I gain 20 pounds? You left, and I'm like, where's that old scale?
Dude, you have no idea because I'm not as heavy as I used to be. I'm still a chunky guy, but when I look at myself on the camera, I'm like, oh
yeah, you're like, I thought it was supposed to add 10 pounds, not 20
or 30.
You're like, I'm not even bulking.
Yeah, when did I eat that much? Like, when did I gain this much weight? Have I been that distracted with my life that I haven't even noticed how fat
It does us dirty? Like, remember the mirrors at the circus? You go to the circus and they'd have like those contorting mirrors.
You out.
I went to edit the video and I'm like, is this, how do I get rid of this fat filter that like oblongs me? How do I get rid of that? I'm like, oh, never mind.
Well,
it's just old chubby.
It's so hard because I'm pretty self-conscious when it comes to it. I'm always in black.
Slimmed out.
I'm always in black, dude.
I shouldn't even care. I'm married with a kid. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
I
at
mean,
this point.
married with a kid on the way, but like I just have this like sense of like I'm self-conscious, but I have nothing. I don't care. I could really care less what other people think about me, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm fat. So it's kind of a catch-22.
I've been fat before. I was actually, my BMI was I was obese once. I went to the doctor because I had an eye issue, and she's talking to me all that. She's like, we'll give you steroids for your eye. Like, you'll be fine. She's like, but your weight, like when we weighed you, she's like, your BMI, what was it, 34 or something? She's like, it's your body mass index. She's like, you just tipped the scale of obesity. She's like, so you really need to do something about that. She's like, I'll print you out like a nutrition plan and all this. And I'm just like, that was when I was a little bit addicted to Fortnite and eating pizza all the time and drinking beer every night. A little bit of a rough patch. Let myself go a little. But yeah, after
You bounced
that,
back.
yeah, so hard. Like when you're young, it's really easy. When you're like late 20s, that one, it was a grind. It took
I'm
a
sure.
lot. And I'm like, man, I mean, I just had to change absolutely everything about my diet. But I did find like a lot of things that worked. Got a personal trainer and stuff. And for me, I have just such a slow metabolism. Like there's a
Right.
lot of people. I mean, even my roommate, he had such fast metabolism. I
Right.
mean, the dude could eat anything
Mm-hmm.
and just not gain anything. Like we'd go work out and stuff, and he hated it because he couldn't get bigger, you know, because
Right.
he'd eat so much and couldn't get. I'm like, dude, I could gain 30 pounds just by looking at stuff
Yeah,
wrong, you know.
You want to see
So
a
it's an
challenge?
easy gainer, but then I figured out like if I just intermittent fast and usually just eat once a day, like just when I get home,
Mm-hmm.
I have energy throughout the whole day. It's not like I have a fast metabolism where I need to eat all day to have
Right.
energy. Figured out I could just eat once a day, feel great, and then not overeat. And that was the key for me. Like I know everybody's different, but finding that was kind of the
Mhm.
ticket. Cause I mean, before that, it's like you can only train so hard. I mean, even like the mountain bike ride the other day, let's see, 2 weekends ago, I bonked
Mm-hmm.
to where my legs just gave out. Like they just stopped working. I'm
Right.
like, my cardio's fine. I could go 100 more miles, but then my legs just no energy. And then this last weekend, we actually did way more, well, a few more miles, like 24. It felt great the whole time. And the biggest thing, like I can't ride that hard and do that much activity on like keto or anything
Right.
like I did for a while because I need carbohydrates, but like the gel packs and then timing eating and stuff was such a big thing. So it's like even when like super strenuous workouts or stuff like that, my metabolism's almost faster, like I'm burning a lot of energy.
Right.
So then at that point I do have to eat. I can't intermittent
Right,
fast or
right.
have no carbs. So it's like it's such a balancing game, especially when you're burning like shoot, the other day that was a 5,000 calorie day according to like the watch and stuff, which
Mhm.
who knows how accurate, but I'm like those kind of days, like you gotta really
Right.
eat for fuel. But then throughout the week, it's like if I'm not doing that, I gotta eat like once a day. So it's a balancing act. It's definitely hard, but
Dude, I don't know if this is a legit thing, but I'm a stress eater.
yeah, oh yeah,
And
100%.
like we talked about towards the beginning of the pod, I'm a stress ball. I'm always been a stress
This is a
ball.
big bundle of stress.
So like when I'm stressed, I eat, and it helps me cope with stress. But that's a part of what, going back to changing that
yeah,
instead of eating when I'm
it's
stressed.
part of that routine. It's
I'm-
almost probably subconscious then.
It kind of is, but I mean, it's not an excuse. There's no excuse behind it because,
Yeah.
like you said, you're the only one that can change that.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just trying to find something that when I do get stressed to resort to, and I think I've found it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to jinx myself.
Meth.
And sorry, guys. D-Lane's not going to be on pod number 6. He's in
Ozempic?
rehab. No, dude, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to jinx myself or put myself in a weird position. But
Heck yeah.
I think I found it, and it's been working.
It's a lot of trial and error. That's good. Yeah,
And-
as long as you can find something that works, it's somewhat easy. Because like, I've never had a diet I stuck to. Like, I just really try. Like right now, I just maintain after losing weight.
Mhm.
It's like if I just try to eat, we eat the same thing pretty much every day, which sounds boring, but it's like you digest well. You don't have to think about it much, and it's simple.
So you're not a flavor person then when it comes to food.
I am.
Oh, you are.
100%. If I fill the pantry full of, if I have sweets or something in the house, or I have junk food, it's over.
You're a sweets guy?
I'll eat all of it.
I guess I
Like
didn't know that.
potato chips, like salt and vinny chips, anything like
Ooh.
that. Peanut butter and jelly. Like if there is junk food in the house, I will eat it. Like
Yeah.
I have self-control. I'd be fine. Like I did chicken and rice for 2 years straight. Like that was it. So I have that, but for the last 10 years, it's like I just don't even entertain it. I don't
Right.
have desserts. I don't have like the bags of chips. I don't have anything, any of like the name brand junk food, like
Mhm.
anything at Sam's Club that you'll never
Right.
see it in my house. Not so much sweets, but a lot of just really bad like carb stuff, like the
Mhm.
chips, anything with seed oils, like those. I have no self-control for it. Like, and then cutting fast food. I mean, I was
That's
never
the
really
biggest
a
thing.
big fast food guy because it's just so gross. But at the same time, it's like if you do eat fast food, they do make it good, but it's just so like you look at it and you're like, oh,
It
that's
makes
gonna
you
give me
feel
cancer.
disgusting after. Like, it may taste decent while you're eating it,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
so bad.
aftermath effects of it, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite at all, because I do eat fast food. Like,
Yeah.
I do. But after I eat it, it makes you feel so just terrible. But
Yeah,
again, I always go back to it. Like,
yeah. I can't really do fast food, even restaurants. Those like I can't afford it either. Like
oh gosh, no.
I have to eat at home, and like we'll do Sprouts and stuff, which is a little bit more expensive. And then the beef, it's like it's pretty good
Mhm.
food. It's not like all organic, all natural, but we try to get all of that. But I mean, even that, your palate changes. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says.
No.
To where if you do go eat fast food, like you just can't even. It doesn't even taste good because
Right.
it's just so. I mean, I did have like a sausage egg McMuffin a few months ago, and I didn't regret it. That thing was actually good.
Is that the one
But-
we had at the meeting?
Was it?
Or did you have one after that? Because I know they brought those in for that one meeting that we had.
No, I got it on my own.
Oh, did you
I
get it on
went
your own?
out and
Oh,
got
okay,
it. I was
okay.
like, oh, I wonder what that tastes like. And no, I fully like indulged, but other than that, I really try to stay away. Like I've had Chipotle and Qdoba and stuff, but
I've
as far as like
found
Wendy's, McDonald's, burger, like those ones, Taco Bell, it just
I told my wife this, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. We had Chipotle. That place is my new favorite. I'm gonna call it fast food because
Yeah.
it technically really is,
yeah.
but it is the best tasting.
Mhm.
It's one of the most healthier
Yeah.
things to eat,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make you feel like garbage afterwards.
Yeah, it's a lot more fresh, like
Mhm.
real ingredients, not all
I
frozen.
mean, it's still fast food. There's still bad stuff in it, but
it's like the healthiest of
it's
the
better than going to the old McDonald's and getting
Oh, yeah.
myself a Big Mac and a fry.
The line is they always have a line at McDonald's.
Mhm.
I'm like, capitalism is amazing because guess what? If people just stop going, then everything gets healthier.
Yeah.
Like if people just stopped eating fast food, everybody like they would go away or they would have to make it healthier. But it's like also capitalism, the worst food is the cheapest, which is the easiest and
Right.
fastest. So it's a convenience and a cheap thing, especially if you got a family and you're not making much money. It's kind of the only option. So it's really hard. But I'm like, man, I wish there was a alternative because life eating junk food and like when I drink alcohol and that kind of stuff, that life compared to now, I mean, I'd never go back or wish that on anyone. Just constant brain fog and all of that. But
Well, me and my
that
wife,
routine, it's hard to get out of that.
we try and like when we eat fast food, it's like it's when we're on the go,
Mhm.
like when we're traveling to Utah
Yeah.
or we're like running really late for something and we did not have time to make something at the house. We'll stop by and grab something small.
Yeah.
But it is one of the worst habits to try and break because it is so convenient.
Right. Yeah. They make it
too easy.
It's everywhere has a drive through, it seems like. Well, and shoot, now they got DoorDash and those. I've never used any of them.
You want to talk about
you
break
can
the
get
bank?
anything.
Do DoorDash or Grubhub, or if you want to file for bankruptcy, do that.
Yeah. I'm like, man. Well, and then anywhere you go, that's why I can't do fast food and I can't really eat out. Like we still we'll go to restaurants with like the
Mhm.
family and stuff here and there, but we're never like, oh, let's go on a date night and go, because
Yeah.
it's just, you can't. We've done Texas Roadhouse, but other than that, it's like, because you go there, you get your food, it's like, all right, nice, it's prepared, we don't have dishes or anything, but then you get the tax, and then you have to tip, and even all the fast food places you
Yeah.
got to tip now, which I respect the grind. I'll always tip more than 20%, no
Always.
matter where I go.
There's been a
But
few times I've tipped like 15 and 20, then they just give me a bottle of water.
oh no,
I'll tip
yeah,
15%
yeah, that is, yeah,
but otherwise,
valid.
I will not tip anything less than 20%
Yeah.
because I could not do their job. I wouldn't want to do their job, and they're doing it for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have your tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't even have to do dishes, but your bank account is just yelling at you. Like, I think our like eating out budget a month is like $50, because it's just like
Mhm.
that's one thing. That's like one trip to Chipotle now. It's just,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
it really
The
is.
tip and everything. I'm like, I just can't do it. Bidenomics got me tripping, dude. I mean, it worked for some people though, so I can't knock it. Can't knock it till you try it.
So would you say that you're eating healthy or eating better is more of like an obsession? Because I've heard of that with people.
It's not that, because it's more of just, it's routine now. It's just
It's like
what
a
I'm
routine.
used to. Because if I go to restaurants or if I do fast food, my body
Mhm.
does not like it.
Yeah.
So being in the routine of just not having to think about what I'm eating or
Right.
anything, like every day I have a salad that I'll bring to work.
Mhm.
It's just how it is. That's the only thing I'll eat, and it's just salad, vinaigrette, and then a little bit of cheese. But I like that. And then I'll have a protein shake, and that's fine. That gets me through everything, but I don't have to think about it.
Right.
It's just like my clothes. I don't like thinking about any of that. And then I feel fine. It's
Mhm.
enough energy. I feel good. I don't like, yeah, the flavor and stuff of everything, I don't really care that much for anymore. Because
Right.
like when I did eat pizza and like junk food and stuff when I
Mhm.
was big, like I was addicted. Like,
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I've thought about it. Like, I'd get off work and I'd be heading home and be like craving it.
Mhm.
So, and I'd have to stop. So, getting out of that cycle, I don't know. At that point, I was just so over it and I felt so crappy all the time. It was pretty easy to kind of break it and not go back, because then I just think of like how bad I felt and how
Mhm.
bad that food and everything made me feel. So,
What's like
quitting alcohol and quitting fast food and like junk food was actually pretty easy.
right? What's an obsession that you do have though?
Hmm.
Like nowadays, like with having a kid, with having a family,
Being with the kid is definitely
that's an
like,
obsession for you.
yeah, that one I'll be, because I don't speed or anything on the way home. Now I'm like, I'll go a little faster. I'm like, I want to see old boy.
What about like a personal obsession? Like with your
I mean, mountain biking, I'm getting there with mountain biking right now, because like dirt bikes my whole life was that, and then
Mhm.
like training and working out for those objectives. Now I'm getting back into that. But I mean, working out, and that became an unhealthy one because I did steroids back in 2016. I was doing trenbolone acetate and testosterone and clenbuterol, deca. Did a lot of steroids, so it was and I mean, even at that point, like, your body doesn't care if you have
Mhm.
muscle or fat. Like, your BMI still, I was probably
Right.
obese then too. It was just 230 pounds of just, so I was took like lifting and working out to an unhealthy extreme at that point.
Mhm.
So it's like there's a spectrum, and now I'm kind of in the middle to where eat good, work out all the time, but don't go too crazy
Right.
with it.
I remember you telling me a while back that you have an obsession with your breath. Your breath has to
That
smell
too.
good.
Yeah. I always, like little obsessions like that. That's more of just being like subconscious. I'm like, because I had acid reflux and stuff growing up, so I've
Mhm.
always felt like it was rough. So I mean, I'll brush my teeth at least twice a day.
Mhm.
Then I have like the floss things at work and stuff, and then mouthwash. Like, I always got to make sure that's on point.
Yeah.
So that's just that is one little thing. and then working out and that stuff. Do you got any obsessions?
I do.
What do we got?
I like the way I'm obsessed with how I smell.
Yeah,
I
that's
cannot.
a good one. That's a good one.
I cannot stand body odor. And I remember, and I can tell you when this obsession started. I was 6th grade, first day of gym class. We get done. We will go into the locker room, and there was this kid, and he just stunk. And I remember walking out of the back of the
Call
gym.
him out. What's his name? We'll put it. We'll tag him.
I ain't calling him out. I can't
Just
do that.
kidding.
I cannot do that. Because afterwards, I remember hearing the amount of people say, dude, he reeks.
Yeah.
He stinks. Like, someone get him some deodorant. Someone get him some cologne.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I have made sure that I am not that person.
Yeah, like I'm not it. Dude.
Every time I walk into a room, I want someone to be like, oh my God, how much cologne do you have on? Rather than, oh, dude, you stink.
Yeah.
Like, that is one thing. I have an obsession with cologne.
Dude, you took a page out of some of my homies at the Latino Markets book. Dude, they got some good cologne and they bathe that stuff on. I'm like, yeah,
they do.
I'm here for it. I love it. But no, that's a good obsession. I want you to go to Burning Man so bad.
Burning Man?
Yes.
What is Burning Man?
It's a big festival in the middle of the desert with a bunch of people.
That's here?
I'll have to put it. No, it's California, I think, Nevada. It's actually on BLM land, which is interesting. It's a huge festival. Like,
really?
I'll have to look how many people go to it.
Why do you want me to go there?
I'd want you to see the kind of people that go to Burning Man. You could probably smell what they look like through the screen. Or a rave. I want you to go to
I'm
a
not going
rave.
there. No way.
Man, everybody's just on ecstasy sweating on you. The smell. You'd be like,
That's disgusting. Oh, God,
Not my
that's
vibe.
terrible. I could not do that.
Actually, Country Jam is bad.
Country Jam's bad enough. I don't even want to go anywhere near Country Jam.
Yeah.
That place is you want to talk about a dumpster fire?
Yeah,
That is a dumpster fire.
We don't even go. We stay here, and then the easterly wind will catch some whiffs. We're like, oh man, there's a lot going on.
You know
there.
what my favorite part
is that a
about
skunk, or is that
my favorite part about Country Jam is the week after Country Jam, because the sheriff's office will put out like how many DUIs they gave out, MIPs, all that stuff, or how many arrests were made.
You're like better than me,
dude. I love watching
just like
for that report.
You look for people that you know. You're like,
100%.
You're like, I'm down historically, but at least I'm not there.
Makes me feel better.
That's petty, dude. I'm here for it though. Heck yeah.
Like I said, it's the little things, dude. It's the little things that make your day.
That's the highlight. It's like looking at Santa's Christmas list. You're just going through it, checking twice. You're like,
I may have spent my whole life savings on boosting for TikTok, but let me tell you, I didn't get arrested at Country Jam in Matt, Colorado.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment, dude. I'm gonna put that on your gravestone. I'm gonna tell them. I mean, I'm damn way before you, but I'm still gonna tell them.
Not at this rate, bud.
Didn't get arrested at Country Jam. You can't beat it.
No, you just can't. You can't do it, dude.
Oh, I love it.
So I think it's about time that we address what we talked about in the beginning.
What do we got?
Since because we're a little bit over an hour in. Are we sane or are we insane? With all the topics that we have talked about today, are we sane or insane? And what is, by definition, sane or insane?
That's a good fucking question. That's a good fucking question.
Would you like to know my opinion?
Yeah, I need to hear it. That'll give me context for what I'm about to say.
We are insane.
Yeah, hell yeah.
100%, but in the best way possible. You cannot get any better than the GAF podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all, if you're insane, welcome to the gang. You know? It's an insane gang.
Gang.
Do the cringe, yeah. Oh, the cringe. Yeah, I think you're right. It's Yeah, we're definitely on the spectrum there of insane. But it's hard to tell. It's so subjective because then you look at other stuff. I mean, like we were talking about in the last one, you look at those news headlines and you're like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only sane one? Or am
Right.
I the only insane one?
Until you get into your own thoughts and you're like, maybe I am insane.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am crazy.
Yeah.
Do other people think this way? Is this how other people's brain process? And
Yeah,
then
you see stuff out of like Polk County, Florida, and you're like, maybe I need to move there. Those seem like my kind of people. People that like throw gators into the fast food window and stuff.
and you're like, maybe I am sane. Maybe
Yeah.
there is hope for me.
I'd work it around. Shoot, that'd be a good tip, dude. Throw a gator. But yeah, I mean, obviously, right there, if that's my method of payment, then I'm obviously insane. Need to move to Polk County. So I mean, right there, that's kind of a self-admitting like that I'm actually insane. So self-realization there. So that kind of sucks, but
No, I think we're insane, but in the best way possible.
yeah. Yep. I'd agree. Now I gotta look into it more.
No, don't look into it anymore. Don't look into it.
It is a crazy world.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Especially like I was mountain biking the other day. These guys come around the corner and this guy's just like they're riding and he's talking to this other guy. He's like, yeah, so anyways, I was in the line, I was leading, and I just shit myself. He's like, and I had no choice but to keep going. Everybody behind me slowly fell back. And I was like, I wonder if that guy's a Republican.
Trev, we don't get political on here.
Well, I'm just saying I'm insane, dude. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. I'm like, well, then I was like, right after that, I'm like, I wonder if he went to public school. You know, the thoughts that go through your mind, the most random things.
You can pick out the kids that went to public school and the kids that went to private school. You can pick them out because the ones that went to private school,
4 less felonies. Oh yeah, they're the ones that aren't on the country jam list.
But hey, I went to public school and I'm not on the country jam felony list, so
I did too. I'm not any better off for it.
no.
What was the nicest thing your childhood bully ever said to you?
The nicest thing?
What was the meanest thing?
I don't know. I have to think on that one.
They didn't have any names they called you?
Oh no, they called me some names, but they called me bench warmer. They called me peg leg.
Oh my gosh.
They called
That
me,
one might not be bad in high school. No, peg leg. That might work well with the ladies.
Well, it didn't help that I had
The old corn huskers.
it didn't help that I have two casts on I have a cast on both my feet.
Yeah,
So-
that's a little tough.
I mean,
How'd you get that?
I just have some problems with my feet, and that was the way that they could.
Were they hard casts?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were lime green and black.
Oh, that's actually sick, though. You could have people sign them and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
as long as you got the hard cast, that's sick.
Yeah, no, I was in those for 3-4 months,
Oh, that's not too bad.
but then I was in double walking boots
Those ones, that's more rough.
for over a year.
Then you can't have nobody sign them.
Over a year, dude.
Like, what the heck am I doing here? Yeah.
So, and then, but I actually had to get those double casts twice.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because, all right,
that's double jeopardy.
back to trauma. So,
Yeah, let's go, baby.
when I was in 6th grade, my gym teacher, I come to school, I'm in double casts,
Yeah, double casted up.
and it was time for the fitness tests. You remember those?
What a convenient time to have double cast.
I walk up to him with a
Just
doctor's note,
Lieutenant Dan.
and I'm like, I'm okay to do whatever alternative you want me to do, but I cannot run the mile. Like, I will do anything you ask me to do, but I cannot run the mile. And you know what he says to me?
Bear crawl it.
Get to running.
Oh.
So, and I'm very proud of this. I ran that mile in 16 minutes
Oh my
in
gosh.
double casts. But by the end of it, my bottom of my
Wait,
foot.
that would be 4 minutes per lap. Oh my gosh.
You can
That's torture, dude. That is torture.
the bottom of my feet were a complete blister by the end of it.
You go to your doctor. He's just like, dude, why did we put the cast on if you're gonna do this?
I had to go because I wore out the bottom. You could see my
Oh
heel
my
in the
gosh.
bottom of the cast because it wore through.
Man, I feel like there could have been a lawsuit in there. Jeremiah Jeffries, please get on the phone with me.
There was, when I got home, because I was embarrassed after all of it. I didn't want to call my mom after I just wore, and it was my second period of the day was gym.
Yeah.
So I go all day with just the amount of pain in my feet already from the existing condition.
Yeah.
On top of the blister and
man.
the casts that are cutting into the bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
I get in the car with my mom and I just broke down, dude. I'll be honest, I broke out into tears.
Yeah.
And I told my mom what happened. That might have been a mistake. She got out of the vehicle, went inside the school.
Yeah.
And
don't poke the mama bear.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
See, that's what's better about public school, because in an alternate universe, let's say you're homeschooled. Let's say, who usually homeschools the kids? Madre.
Mm-hmm.
Madre. You have your casts. You're like, well, the doctor gave me an alternative. Madre says, nope, you're running it. Then you have to run it. Then you get back. You have no one to tell. Like, Mom, I had to run. She's like, yeah, I made you do that. Mm-hmm. So that's where public school is better in that aspect.
The amount of pride that I have, and I still have that pride that I ran that mile in double cast.
Yeah.
With little tiny walking shoes on the bottom of my cast. And I ran that thing in 16 minutes.
Yeah, that's got to be a record for double casted up. You probably got it sounds slow for regular people, but when you're double casted, 16 is actually a really, really good time.
Dude, I was proud of myself. I still am. I'll tell that story any chance I get.
Speaking of the M&M Stan, you need to write a letter like that to Goggins and just write a few till he replies. Just, hey Goggins, I wrote you, but you still ain't writing.
If Goggins ever wrote me back, let me tell you, I would not look this way anymore.
It'd be a lot of cuss words. It'd be like, stay hard, dude. It'd be like, that ain't nothing. I don't have a kneecap.
He'd just go, pussy.
Yeah. He'd be like, I had 3 casts and I did an ultra.
No, I had 3 casts and I still went to Buds.
I had a cast on my 3rd leg too. Try that, motherfucker. Stay hard. Get back to work. You're like, dude, I don't even know how that works, but okay, I'm back to work, my guy.
Oh yeah, but no, that's where all the nicknames stemmed from, because I was in casts and boots, and
yeah, I could see some childhood trauma coming from that. That's gnarly, but that's good. I mean, that's one of those things.
Makes you who you are today.
Yeah,
builds character.
Yeah, public school, it'll do that. I don't have any of those stories. I don't even remember school. Wasn't there much. I did get beat up once. I annoyed this kid because I was kind of the bully. I didn't bully him. I was just really annoying. And then one day he was playing a video game and I kept annoying him. And he just finally snapped. He turned around. He said, I'm tired of your and just grabbed my collar and then down I went onto the desk. And then what followed were a lot. It was almost like, in the springtime when all the snow melts off the mountain and then you just start seeing waterfalls all over you. Yeah. Like, wow, that's beautiful. All the kids in class, they got that same feeling. They're like, wait a second. His eyes. Look at his eyes. I didn't see any snow. Why are there waterfalls coming out of those? He hasn't breathed in a few minutes. What's wrong with him? Because I'm just...
Dude, it's perfect. I'm going to use this for the thumbnail.
Great. Childhood trauma. Engaged. There we
No,
go.
I'm gonna use that for the thumbnail, dog.
Buckle up. Perfect. I hope the childhood kid that did that to me sees it. He's gonna know exactly what it was. I'm like, yeah, he had it coming.
Call him out.
He interrupted
told me to
my
call him out.
Pac-Man. Yeah, I'll tag him.
He can come and do it to you again.
I mean, we were good after that. We went to the counselor's office. I think by the time we got there, I probably had already caught my breath, and then tears dried up because the dehydration of just all of that. That was a lot.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps up pod number 5 here.
Good
GAF
talk.
number 5. It was a great
good
talk. I'd say one of the better ones.
Deep. I don't even know if we could call that comedy. Dude. Call it therapy.
It was real good conversation.
I'm here for it. I
I'll
love
say
it.
it. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, download, all the above. Just smack it, man.
Smack it.
Remember to subscribe and get to those subscribers so that I will get in the ice bath and
boost those up.
And then we'll post the news video.
Oh, we can't wait.
So let's get to it. But
all right.
We'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.
Peace.